The statement that Cyril Ramaphosa put out after General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi dropped a bombshell was useless. If we go back to what Mkhwanazi mentioned about certain cartels, you'll realize how much threat South Africa is facing. Not only from these cartels, but also the government itself. Just listen to this before we get to the main point.
And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and correctional services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng.
A few details stand out from this: the Vusi Matlala cartel and the arrest of Katiso Molefe, whom was arrested by officer intelligence at his home in Sandton in December 2024. During that operation, his home was filled with hawks gun blazing and the Metro Police with a chopper hovering around. And you'd swear that they had come to arrest him, instead they were there to stop it. And this almost led to a shootout between the cops. Just from hearing this, it tells us how powerful this man is. Who really is this guy? This takes us back to the 17th of April 2024 when an engineer called Armand Swart was assassinated in Vereeniging. This wasn't just a hit. Swart worked for a company that supplied mechanical springs to a man who had a Transnet tender. These springs went for a cost of 320 cents each, but this tenderpreneur inflated the prices to 152 rands per spring. Let's imagine that he had sold 8,000 units. This means that he would have made 1.2 million rands. After a matter of time, someone from the engineering company revealed the original price of the springs, which led to the assassination of Swart. And guess what? They had it all wrong. Swart wasn't the snitch. Instead, he had something bigger than that. The hit squad operating in Gauteng, completely with illegal hammers, hit list, and connections to powerful people. And in the center of it all sits Katiso Molefe. Remember that General Mkhwanazi mentioned how KZN Political Killing Task Force was sent to Johannesburg to assist intelligence in solving major crimes. Well, one of those operations led to a dramatic breakthrough.
On the 6th of December 2024, the task team visited the premises of the two of the high-profile syndicate, of which one, Mr. Katiso Molefe, was arrested for the murder of Mr. Swart of QTech. During that arrest, an unusual activities were observed whilst the team were busy with the operation. These activities included a dispatching of members of the South African Police Service under the command of a senior manager at the head office to go and interrupt the operation that was unfolding. Fortunately, when they arrived there, the members realized that it is indeed a police operation, so they allowed the members to carry out their operation without disturbance.
On the day that Swart was taken down, the police made the arrest and caught the suspects red-handed, including the getaway cars, banner phones, and weapons, only to find that the shooters were police members. The three police officers being Pule Tau, who was allegedly the leader of the hit squad, along with Musa Kekana, who was involved in the attempted assassination of Tebogo Tobejane, and Pego Mabusela. Together, they had formed a ruthless hit squad accused of carrying out multiple assassinations across Gauteng. Now, Katiso Molefe has been revealed to be the shot caller and is accused of operating a hit-for-hire syndicate with police officers as his executors. But the police uncovered more than that, which was a fully organized crime group. Each member was ranked by power and how much money they brought into the organization. These guys had access to intelligence tools and a steady supply of illegal weapons, and they had protection from prosecutors. The alleged leader of the hit squad had access to police database, criminal profiling systems, and investigative tools, which he used to dig up dirt on their targets, plan attacks, and cover their tracks. According to police reports of Molefe's arrest, when the officers arrived, they stormed in with force and found a bunch of bodyguards armed and ready to protect Molefe. As the officers took control, Molefe made phone calls to General Godfrey Libya, the head of the Hawks, and to a high-ranking official at the Metro Police. Within minutes, the Hawks and Metro Police arrived at the scene, which almost turned to a gunfight between members of intelligence force, the Hawks, and the Metro Police. After the intelligence force identified themselves, the Hawks and the Metro Police stood down and allowed the arrest to continue. Molefe and General Libya denied all of it, and they claimed it's exaggerated. According to Libya, he got a call from an unknown person saying that he was being arrested by people pretending to be the Hawks. He then sent his team to the location to confirm. But that's not enough. He still rushed the whole team for one man who happened to be Molefe, and that alone raises suspicions. This says a lot about Molefe. He's a man with deep connections, even in the law enforcement. As he was being arrested, the police discovered documents linked to the Transnet tender that led to the hit of SWAT. Molefe, being the guy that he is, denied everything and shifted the blame to his son and nephew, saying that they were the ones involved in shady deals behind his back. His nephew Lucky Molefe, who worked as a buyer at Transnet, is reportedly hiding somewhere in Mozambique, and according to the investigators, is the one who manipulated the tender process to benefit his uncle. It's also believed that he helped identify the snitch in the engineering company. Despite all of that, communication between the hit squad and their leader tells a different story. The assassins went talking to Molefe's nephew or son and were in direct contact with Molefe himself, and the payments that were made to the hit squad went back to Molefe. Back in the 2000s, Molefe was arrested in United Kingdom, London, in an apartment loaded with ecstasy pills, kilos of coke, weapons, and cash. The authorities discovered a receipt for transformers shipped from South Africa and found a ton of high-grade weed valued at £4.5 million at that time. Molefe had entered the UK using a fake Lesotho passport under a fake name, and because of his connections, the court denied him bail, calling it a flight risk. Lately, Molefe is known as a mining investor, owner of a construction company, a man with multiple business ventures. But authorities believe that he's been running a sophisticated network that is involved in getting tenders, moving substances, and taking people out if they try to stand on their way. Right now, the link between Vusi Matlala and Katiso Molefe remains a mystery, and General Mkhwanazi has chosen to keep certain details under wraps for now. But here's what we know. The cartel is bleeding the government dry, using rigged tender deals, corrupting officials, and a network of fixes. And it's goodbyes to anyone who tries to stop their cash flow. Both Matlala and Molefe are behind bars and have been denied bail as their trials move forward. The question now is whether the states will have the courage and power to secure convictions, judging from their connections and power. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments. My name is Jay, and this is Moment in Future, pulling you into the truth.